Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Cypress Athletic Complex here in Bethany, Oklahoma, for the site of today's final GAC doubleheader between the Washita Baptist Tigers and the Southern Nazarene Crimson Storm. It's senior day here in Bethany as 4 seniors for the Crimson Storm have been recognized: Jill Clements, Jessica Thompson, Kylie Webb, and the ace herself, Kayla Wyatt. And I'm John Hale. Joined in the booth with me, as always, is Connor McKenzie. Connor, we've come to the end of another great season.
It's been a fantastic season here for the Crimson Storm. After being down early in the season with an 11-19 record, turning it around with 15-9 record as of yesterday. After they split the series with Washita Baptist and just been going through teams like butter through the GAC, they actually got their first sweep of a series in quite some time this season. So it's been remarkable. A mark for these ladies here today.
Well, we're coming into the final doubleheader of the season, at least for the regular season, against the Washita Baptist Tigers. The Southern Nazarene University's golden number is 1. They only have to win one more game to lock up their spot, the final spot in the GAC championships, and they've been working very, very hard so far. And as you said, Connor, it's been a night and day season. Started out way close to the bottom in the GAC, and they just pulled a total 180, and now have an opportunity to go to the GAC championships for the second year in a row. So it's a big day for the Crimson Storm, especially for these seniors.
I think you're right, John. It's going to be a fantastic outing here for the Crimson Storm. A lot of emotion building up. Kayla Wyatt in the circle again for the Crimson Storm, looking to assert her dominance here and get this win today and send them to the GAC playoffs.
Well, we're going to take a quick break right here, and when we come back, we'll have your starting lineups and your first pitch as we get ready to close out this softball season here at SNUathletics.com.
Crimson Storm students, all SNU students, if you haven't signed up for the drawing.
Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. There are starting lineups for the Tigers and the Crimson Storm, starting out with the Ouachita Baptist Tigers. Number 14 in center field is Kelly Powell. Number 3, Macy Nance is the designated player. Number 24 on first base is Daniela Brantley. Number 18, Kate Lucina is the catcher. 00, Alex Jennings is at shortstop. Number 20, Gabby Gonzalez will be at second base. Number 5, Delaney Bono is at left field. Paige Purifoy, number 23, is at right field. Number 31, Hallie Ryburn is at third base. And in the circle today for the Tigers, number 19, Marissa Butler. And now Connor McKenzie going over your Southern Nazarene University starting lineups.
Thank you, John, very much. Here's Sam Smith leading off with the Crimson Storm out in center field, followed by Jill Clements out at right, Sydney Toilolo at third, Caitlin Brown at second, Jessica Thompson, our designated player, Hope Martin out at left as always, Kylie Webb getting the start on senior day here at first, Emily Eidler at catcher, Logan Sumby at shortstop, and Kayla White in the circle for the Crimson Storm.
Well, it's going to be a great day of baseball, great day of softball today. Great day of softball today. The winds picked up just a little bit, and it is just a gorgeous day with 2 straight days of absolutely perfect weather. And we're about to see Kayla White go to work as during the pregame and our senior day festivities, we basically heard a catalog of Kayla Wyatt's accomplishments. So it was a great career, sadly coming to an end here, at least here at the Cypress Athletic Complex. Another ball delivered by Wyatt brings the count up to 2-1. Kelly Powell having herself a pretty spectacular day yesterday. We'll look to continue that again for the Tigers. Goes right at the second base, and she is safe, able to outrun to throw. Caitlin Brown unable to get it to Kylie Webb in time. So Powell's once again lead off this game with a hit. Yesterday she led off the doubleheader with a double. And brings up number 3, Macy Nance, the designated player. First 3 players for the Tigers in their lineup today each recorded a hit yesterday. At least one hit, ladies and gentlemen. Kayla Wyatt once again throws another ball. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, the SNU Crimson Storm only need one more game, one more win to punch their ticket to the GAC Championships. And there's another hit right up center field, able to be fielded by Sam Smith, and that will advance the runners. So Nance and Powell start off their days with a hit each. Brings up Daniela Brantley, the first baseman. Brantley has a .317 batting average and a .475 slugging percentage. 4 home runs on the year, 16 RBIs. Laying down the bunt, Toilolo able to field it and give it a ride over to Kylie Webb for the fielder's choice. So the runners advance, and they stand on second and third. First blood 60 feet away for the Tigers. And brings up number 18, Kate Lucina, the catcher. That ball just a little bit high and inside for ball 1. It's Kayla Wyatt already in a bit of a jam here. And delivers one right over the plate inside for strike 1. trying to get her to chase. Sends one on the outside, just a little too far over the plate. Brings the count up to 2 balls, 1 strike. That one just a little bit too low below the strike zone. Sends the count up to 3-1. And that time she's able to find the strike zone once again and make it a full count. And there's another grounder right up to, gets it over to third base and Toilolo. And on a fielder's choice, the Ouachita Tigers put the first run on the board.
Now batting number 0, Alex Jennings.
Logan Sunby over there at shortstop, unable to cleanly field it. If she was able to cleanly field it, I'm sure the Crimson Storm would be able to turn a double play. However, she's unable to do that, and the first run of the afternoon goes to the Tigers, as Wyatt throws one straight over the plate for strike 1. And she pops this one up into shallow field, and she is able to recover. Logan Sunby takes it down. So that's the end of the top of the first. And the Ouachita Tigers put the first run up on the board. When we come back, the Crimson Storm will be able to respond with Sam Smith, Joe Clements, and Sydney Toilolo leading off when we come back to SNUathletics.com.
Sorry, it's 9-1.
Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Sam Smith leading off for the Crimson Storm. She leads the team in 13 home runs. However, she'll just bunt that one straight over the screen. Actually hits the roof of our press box. So she's trying to put down the small bunt, try to get to first as fast as she possibly can. Next pitch is high. In the circle today for the Tigers, number 19, the right-hander Marissa Butler. Misses the bunt. Sam Smith goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Butler on the year has a 7.91 ERA, 77 innings pitched, 132 hits against her, and 58 strikeouts. And she caught her looking. Sam Smith goes down with a strikeout. And it brings up number 2, Joe Clements. So Joe Clements will step up into the batter's box for the final afternoon of her softball career. First pitch is a little bit high and outside for ball 1. She gets a small piece of it and fouls it off behind her, and the umpire catches it and gives it back to the pitcher. And now there's ones across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Next pitch a little bit on the outside for ball 2. And here's the 2-1. Clements gets a piece of it, dribbles it right over to the shortstop, and she is able to make it. She outruns the throw. And a touch in the bag. The ball you got there immediately after. So Clements able to make it to first base. Brings up number 4, Sydney Toilolo, the third baseman. 12 home runs on the season for Toilolo. First pitch goes on the far outside. Ball 1.
There go the taters.
And another far outside ball. Gets a piece of it and pops it up, and it goes into the Ouachita bullpen. Strike 1. So the count goes up to 2-1. And that goes into the dirt. Jill Clements will steal her base as she goes to second. And the count goes to 3-1. So Clements easily makes it to second. That one goes right over the plate for strike 2. That one goes way inside for ball 4, and Toilolo will take that leisurely stroll to first, and brings up number 9, Caitlin Brown, the second baseman.
Now batting number 9, Caitlin Brown.
Caitlin Brown's a sophomore with a .266 batting average, .336 slugging percentage. She has 11 RBIs on the year and 2 home runs. And she's got 1 in scoring position. First ball delivered by Butler is a ball. Butler tried to came in and closed out the game for the Tigers in the second game. Lays down the sacrifice bunt, and she is unable to get there in time, but she will advance Toilolo and Clements. And brings up number 17, Jessica Thompson, one of our seniors. First pitch delivered is a strike. Now the wind's starting to pick up. It's a little bit stronger winds than we had yesterday, and they're carrying right out of the ballpark in every direction. She gets a piece of it and pops it way up and stays in the field, but unable to make a grab is Purifoy. Just a little bit out of reach. Thompson brings up her count to 0-2. And that one just goes a little bit on the outside and low for ball 2. 2's across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
We may have to stop it between innings. What's up? We may have to stop it between innings and see what happens.
Here's the 2-2. And she gets a piece of it and pops it way up, and it goes beyond the glove of Purifoy. That will drive in 1. That'll drive in 2 runs for the Crimson Storm. Jessica Thompson records a 2-run RBI in her final afternoon for the Crimson Storm.
Now batting number 20, Hope Martin.
And with that, that brings up number 20, Hope Martin, the left fielder. That ball just went just beyond the reach of Purifoy, who made a lot of great catches for the Tigers yesterday. Couldn't quite get to that one, and drives 2 in for the Crimson Storm, and they take the lead. Hope Martin fouls that one off to the left on a small grounder. And a strike is delivered by Butler to bring the count up to 0-2. And just missing the strike zone brings the count up to 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hope Martin battling against Marissa Butler. And that one goes a little bit too outside and puts 2s across the board. And she gets a piece of this one, pops it up into shallow center field. And Jennings able to catch that over her shoulder and end the inning. So Ouachita scored 1. SNU scores 2 in the first inning when we come back to SNUathletics.com.
Through 1 complete, Southern Nazarene leads.
Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Leading off the second inning for the Ouachita Tigers is number 20, Gabby Gonzalez. Swing and a miss to begin. She combats Kayla Wyatt. And she pops that one straight over towards SNU's bullpen. And that will pull up a 0-2 count. So quickly, Gonzalez is down in the count. Next pitch from Wyatt goes a little bit high. Puts the first ball up against Gonzalez. Pops that one up and just stays in the field, but will still be foul for just stays inside the park as it's stopped by the screen. So everything will stay put. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. And she got her looking for Kayla Wyatt's first strikeout of the ball game.
Now batting number 5, Delaney Bono. And that's what we should play.
Brings up the left fielder, number 5, Delaney Bono. Bono is a freshman, has a .259 batting average, and another pitch delivered by Wyatt is another strike. So Wyatt quickly honing in on that strike zone. Finds it again for strike 2. And the umpire is making sure that she did not swing that bat across the plate. They'll call she was safe. Puts the first ball on the board. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. And a swing and a miss will send Bono to the dugout, and the second strikeout in a row for Kayla Wyatt. And brings up number 23, the right fielder, Paige Purifoy. And she pops that one up. Toya Lolo's right under it, and will end the inning. 1-2-3 inning for the Crimson Storm. And when they come back, they will try to expand this 2-1 lead over the Ouachita Tigers when we come back to SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SouthernNazareneAthletics.com. Leading off the second inning for the Crimson Storm is number 22, Kylie Webb, another one of our seniors, as she swings and misses at the first pitch. Next pitch goes low below her knees for ball 1. Ties up the count. So a quick meeting for the Ouachita Tigers will take place in the circle, trying to make the adjustments necessary. So Kylie Webb will reapproach the 2 balls, 1 strike scenario. That one goes over the plate for strike 2. Ties up the count at 2 apiece. That one goes way inside, and that will bring up a full count. And that one goes way inside for ball 4, and Kylie Webb will take a stroll to first base and will reach base in her final afternoon.
23, Emily Eidler.
So I believe that Jill Clements, Jessica Thompson, and Kylie Webb in the lineup have, in fact, reached base in their final afternoon for Southern Nazarene softball. So very memorable afternoon already as Eidler puts down a sacrifice bunt, and it goes foul.
She walked, didn't she?
And it actually, not quite sure what exactly hit there. I believe it hit the very end of the bat. Thought for a moment that it actually hit Eidler herself. So Eidler will step back into the batter's box. Number 23, Emily Eidler, with a .312 batting average, .562 slugging percentage. Next pitch goes through. One ball, 2 strikes against Adler. That's Adler. And she's caught looking for the next strikeout, credited to Marissa Butler.
Now batting number 11, Logan Sunby.
Marissa Butler, 2 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 2 earned runs. Brings up number 11, Logan Sunby, the shortstop, who tries to lay down the bunt. She will do so. She's really quick. Unable to get to first base, but she will advance. She will advance the runner, Kylie Webb, to second base.
Now batting number 13.
And it brings us back to the top of the order for the Crimson Storm. Number 13, Sam Smith, back in the batter's box with 2 outs. Smith takes a hack at it, and it'll go off the top of her bat and foul it off for strike 1. That one goes way too inside and will clip Sam Smith, and she will reach base as well. And it brings up number 2, Jill Clements, who is 1 for 1 on the day and a stolen base. Able to outrun that throw to get to first. Looking for similar success here as runners on first and second are before with 2 outs. First pitch is a strike as Jill Clements just stares at it. Next pitch goes high for ball 1. She takes a big swing at it. It's carrying, but it's over there into right field, and that will end the inning. Delaney Bono gets under it and will end the second inning. Crimson Storm still lead 2-1 when we come back to SNUathletics.com.
Music. Welcome back here to SNUathletics.com. Crimson Storm up 2-1 in the top of the third. Kayla Wyatt back in the circle with Hallie Ryburn. Her first go-around against Kayla Wyatt. Holds the first pitch for strike. Kayla Wyatt on the day through 2 innings pitches. Gave up 2 hits in her first 2 at-bats. Does have 2 strikeouts to her credit. Gave up 1 earned run on the board for the Tigers. But sends Hallie Ryburn swinging for strike 2. Let's see what she gets here to look for her 3rd strikeout of the ballgame this early. And she goes down swinging, Hallie Ryburn. Not able to get a piece of what Kayla Wyatt was throwing at her. That's on Kelly Powell back to the top of the lineup for the Tigers. Up to the plate, who's 1-1 on the day with a single. Her and her partner Macy Nance, who's on deck behind her, led off with 2 singles. For the Tigers put a lot of pressure on the Crimson Storm. They were able to drive in a run. I believe Kelly Powell's the one that scored the run. Was able to kickstart the offense, but it kind of sputtered from there. The last 2 innings, as Kayla Wyatt has gotten after the Tigers here lately, she throws ball 1 to Powell. Next pitch there goes a little low there for Idler for ball 2. Kayla Wyatt kind of gets to a pattern, get behind an account, then she comes firing right back, but just like that, 2 strikes. Let's see what she's got here with 2 balls on the board right now with nobody on, 1 out to lead off the inning. And that pitch is clocks in the back shoulder of Powell. Ball just slipped out of the arm of Wyatt, so Tigers will take advantage to take the first base here. Is now Macy Nance up to the plate, who Also, as I said earlier, came off with a single. Trying to ignite this offense for the Tigers and get the lead back. Down 2-1 early in the third. And runner to second off the strike thrown by Wyatt. And she is marked safe. Shoemaker could not get there in time. Excuse me, somebody could not get there in time for the out. And somebody just sit down there a second. Looks like we may have a small injury there. I'm going to zoom in and see what's going on. Is the coaches and umpire attending to her, trying to evaluate and see what the severity is when she was trying to make the tag. And it didn't appear to be too serious. Must have just taken a big hit to get the wind knocked out of her. Logan Summey, I guess, will drop back into the infield for a meeting with Kayla White and the rest of the team and get something going here in the third. Get this next out. So ready back to work here is runner on at second is Powell with Macy Nance up to the plate with one strike up on the board. Strike two, fired right down the middle from Wyatt to Idler. It looked like Powell was trying to run from second to third. She had a big enough lead off the pitch from Wyatt. We'll see if she does here. Wyatt with the 0-2. Pitch there, she goes swinging. Macy Nance goes down. Second strikeout of the inning for Kayla Wyatt, fourth overall for the ball game. And just like that, Crimson Storm in a prime position to get out of this inning with having only given up no hits, or no runs, and no errors, and leave a runner on base. Kayla Wyatt here facing off against Danielle Brantley. Gets a hold of this one to deep center. Sam Smith tracking underneath it, makes the grab. Secures the out and the inning for the Crimson Storm. They take a 2-1 lead, head to the bottom of the third with Sydney Toilo leading off for the Crimson Storm. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to the action here at SNUathletics.com. Sydney Toilo leading off for the Crimson Storm here in the bottom of the third, up 2-1. Facing off against Marissa Butler. She fouls this one off for strike one early on. Marissa Butler on the season coming in with a 7.89 ERA through 79 innings pitched. Is getting up 134 hits. Does have 60 strikeouts to her credit. Has given up 2 hits, 2 walks, has 2 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, 2s across the board for Marissa Butler. Shot here from Toilo gets smacked hard left for strike 2. That ball had some carry on. If it stays fair, she's got a solo shot easily. Here with the 0-2. Toilo gets it flipped up into Jennings' glove. She throws over to first to Brantley. Secures the first out of the inning. Toilo now 0-1 on the day with that ground out and a walk beforehand. Now Caitlin Brown with the sacrifice ground out. Up to the plate for the Crimson Storm.
Between innings. Between innings. In my truck.
There we go. Caitlin Brown going to deep center. Ball's got some carry. Not enough. It sinks right into Kelly Powell's glove. Just like that, 2 up, 2 down for the Crimson Storm. Do have a 2-1 lead, so nothing too major here. Jessica Thompson, who was able to drive in the first 2 runs of the ball game, had a 1-hopper off the fence for the double and drove in 2 runs. So Jessica Thompson looking to do more work here against Butler in her second attempt. Jessica Thompson now with the 0-1 against Butler. Moves the ball over the middle of the plate for ball 1. Thompson, as I said, was effective against Butler. Was down 0-2 in the count the first time held for ball 1. Had a nice pitch come her way for the 2 RBI double. Next pitch here catches just outside for ball 2. Nobody on and 2 out for Thompson. Looking to connect here and ignite this Crimson Storm offense here in their last set of doubleheader here at home. The ball catches, scoots inside against Thompson's ankles for ball 3. And we've been blessed with some fantastic weather here in Bethany, Oklahoma. The sun shining, the wind blowing, a nice crowd here for the last home series. As Jessica Thompson takes that ball forward to first. And Hope Martin up to the plate for the Crimson Storm now. Who's 0-1 today with a fly out and left a runner on base. After 2 runs are brought in, well, the Storm and Coach Weber going to talk with the umpire about a pinch runner for Thompson. See, she throws in. Looks like it'll be Kendall Stockstill coming in for Thompson.
On to run at first base for Southern Nazarene, number 19, Kendall Stockstill.
Kendall Stockstill's been moderately used freshman pinch running for either Toy Lolo or Thompson, and depending on the situation early in the ball game. It's been an effective runner this season for the Crimson Storm. Be a valuable asset going forward for Coach Weber in her career. Hope Martin is a runner. Stockstill to second. And she's out of there. Kendall Stockstill with the gamble. Doesn't pay off. She gets tagged out at second. Crimson Storm take a 2-1 lead. Head to the top of the 4th. We come back here at SNUathletics.com. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the action here at SNUathletics.com. Leading off for the Tigers here in the top of the fourth, Kate Lucina. 0-1 of the day against White with an RBI ground out on a fielder's choice. Shot there, fouls off top of the bat for Lucina. Strike one to her credit. Kayla White been able to get after the batters here are the Tigers. Again, only giving up 2 hits through 3 innings thus far. Has 4 strikeouts, 2 in the last inning itself. Pitch there comes streaking over the middle, a little too high for ball one. 2 hits apiece for both teams today. The pitching's just been outstanding for both sides thus far in the ball game. Neither team been able to connect on the bat and hit into the gap against these defenders. As that ball gets popped up, circling underneath it as Brown secures the first out of the inning. And now up to the plate for the Tigers, Alex Jennings. Number 0 for the Tigers, 0-1 of the day with a fly out to her credit. Flyouts and strikeouts seem to be the trend of the afternoon for both sides. A couple of walks to each player's credit. Bunt attempt there, just out of reach of Toilova, but flips it over to first. Brown can't hang on, gets away from her. That will result in an error for the Crimson Storm as Alex Jennings reached second on an error. Off a routine throw from Toilolo to Brown, just can't quite hang on. And Jennings is able to make him pay and reach second. Now Gabby Gonzalez up to the plate for the Tigers. Gabby Gonzalez is only a sophomore, about .421 on the season with 16 hits and 38 tries. Has 1 triple and 1 home run to her credit and 11 RBIs as well. Holds ball 1 here against Wyatt. Now Wyatt with a 1-0. It's a crack there from Gonzalez. Splits the gap, and Alex Jennings rounding third. She will score. Ties the ball game at 2 runs apiece off the bat of Gabby Gonzalez. Just like that, it's a tie ball game. It's going to be a tight stretch going down to the wire for both teams as Ouachita down in the standings, got nothing to lose, will probably love nothing more than to spoil the GAC playoffs for SNU if they're able to get both wins here today. Fouls off the left field line for strike one. White here with the 0-1. Pops that one up left. Holding. It'll stay foul. Just outside the SNU bullpen. Delaney Bono was 0-1 of the day with a strikeout against Wyatt. See what she does here with the 0-2 and the pitch from Wyatt. See what she tries to throw at her. Those are right on the inside edge of the plate, fouled off the third base line. Same with the 0-2. Neither player wanted to give an inch. Just like that, it's a tie ball game, 2 runs apiece, and the top of the fourth, with 1 on and 1 out. Crimson Storm certainly not out of it, as the bats have started to heat up for the Tigers. Runner to second off. There's a foul ball, so stay here with the 0-2, and Gonzalez will trot back to first. Wyatt Redding here with the 0-2 and a long at bat now for Bono. Pitcher catches outside. Idler checking Gonzalez at first. 1-2 count here for Bono. Wyatt trying to take this game one pitch at a time. Pops up left again. Another souvenir for a lucky SNU faithful fan hanging out at the bullpen. Bono checks time, steps back into the box, ready to rock and fire here against Wyatt. Looking for that right contact to put in the gap here. She goes swinging. The ball just tipped off the bat. Stand here with 0-2, 1-2. Delaney Bono this season only a freshman, batting .259. Runner to second off the strikeout. Pitch a little too high from Idler, but Wyatt does secure the strikeout for the second out of the inning, and Gonzalez is able to reach second. Now Paige Purifoy up to the plate for the Tigers. 0-1 on the day with the flyout. 2 out, 1 on its second. Got to be careful not take too big of a chance here against Wyatt. Got her fifth strikeout of the game, and she holds strike one over the edge of the plate. Shot there, gets fouled off towards the SNU dugout for strike two. Just like that, Kayla White can put this away with one pitch towards Purifoy. Just got to throw something she's not looking for, or possibly get a pop-up or a ground out easily and stop the bleeding here in this inning. Pitch catches way outside for ball one to Purifoy. Wyatt here with the 1-2 checking. Shot there, gets good contact on the left. Goes foul outside near the bullpen again. It's got a nice homing beacon out there for foul balls. Wyatt here with the 1-2. Trying to get this out here against Purifoy. Ball clips her off the leg. She'll take her trot over to first base. Now 2-1 and 2 out for the Tigers, and Haley Ryburn up to the plate now. 0-1 of the day with a strikeout to her credit last time around. Well, it looks like we have a pinch hitter now for Ryburn, number 32, KJ Keeley. Should be noted, ladies and gentlemen, for yesterday, KJ Keeley's the one that hit the deciding home run, her first of the year in the second half of the doubleheader, to take the lead and essentially win the ball game for the Tigers. Pitch there, catches inside edge to the plate for strike one. Keeley holds strike one, and the pinch hitter who did some damage against Caitlin Brown yesterday. We'll see how she fares against the arm of Kayla Wyatt. 5 strikeouts on the day. Ball catches outside edge of the plate for strike two, excuse me. Wyatt in a tough situation with 2 on. She gets this one popped up left. Hope Martin tracking underneath it. Secures the grab and the inning. Crimson Storm able to get out of the jam. Head to the bottom of the fourth at 2 runs apiece. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com with Hope Martin, Kylie Webb, and Emily Idler leading off for the Crimson Storm. Welcome back to the action here at SNUathletics.com. Things certainly heating up here in the Cyber Athletic Complex. It's Crimson Storm tied at 2 runs apiece. As you can see at the bottom of your screen, Hope Martin up to the plate for the Crimson Storm, up 1-0 in the count early against Marissa Butler, who's given up 2 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. To her credit. Shot there, fouled off on the right. And Hope Martin with the 1-1 count is 0-1 of the day with a fly out. And runner left on base. She fares lead off the inning. Ball fouls off her bat. Strike 2. Hope Martin on this season as the leadoff in the inning is 10 of 24 for a .417 percentage. Still she fares here against Butler. Now with tied up in the count at 2-2. Here with the 2-2, Martin trying to get something going. Pops this one up right. Tracking underneath it is Brantley, but can't make the grab. Looks like it ricocheted off the fence and just out of reach there for Daniela Brantley. Hope Martin certainly fortunate that didn't result in the outs to lead off the inning. And she gets struck out looking there. Hope Martin can't believe it. Now to the plate for the Crimson Storm, trying to get something going here. Kylie Webb was walked in her first appearance at the plate. Just trying to get something going here for the Crimson Storm going forward. Get these bats heating up. Shot there from Webb, gets grounded into Ryburn's glove, flips it over to Brantley. Secures his second out of the inning. Now to the plate, Emily Idler for the Crimson Storm. Idler 0-1 on the day with a strikeout to her credit. We'll try to connect here and just get on base to get back into this ball game. She goes swinging there off the off-speed pitch there from Butler. Is getting after the Storm batters here as of late. Idler coming in with a .294 average. And her first career home run in any form of softball this season. A ball holds inside on the edge of the plate for strike 2. Idler down 0-2 in the count. Ball fouls off. Top of the bat for staying with the 0-2 as that ball just went off the top of the screen. Idler just trying to connect here against Butler to send somebody up to the plate and advance the runners and put more pressure on the Tigers' defense. Good patience there holding for ball 1. Knowing Butler will try to throw outside if she's up in the count 0-2. Butler with the 1-2. And she goes down swinging for her second strikeout of the ball game for Idler. The 4th strikeout for Butler. It's Washita Tigers head to the top of the 5th, tied 2-2 with the Crimson Storm. We'll be right back here at SNUathletics.com.
Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Coming to the top of the 5th inning. We're past the halfway point, and we are back to the top of the order with number 14, Kelly Powell for the Tigers. Ready to do some more damage, who's 1 for 1 for today with a hit of her own. Hit by a pitch and a stolen base also to her credit. Tries to get it going, and she swings and misses for strike 1. So Powell will set back up. It goes a little bit too much, and she is able to get her. That's Caitlin Brown making the heads-up play. Kylie Webb over pursued that ball. Caitlin Brown right behind it, able to make the diving out at first.
Now batting number 3, Macy Nance.
That was just total effort right there from Caitlin Brown. It puts the first out of the inning on the board. Brings in number 3, Macy Nance. She's 1 for 2 so far with a hit of her own and a strikeout. We'll see what kind of damage she will do here with the first pitch being a ball. And a swing and a miss brings up strike 1. And the next pitch right over the plate for strike 2. So Kayla Wyatt finding her rhythm here. Once again, the winds being at a steady 10-mile-an-hour pace. And another swing and a miss, and that's how she'll go down. Macy Nance takes a seat, and that brings it. That takes Kayla Wyatt's K total to 6. And 2 outs early in the 5th inning. Brings up number 24, Daniela Brantley, the first baseman. Brantley today 0 for 1 with a sacrifice for her team. Fly out and ground out. She left 1 on base. She starts her campaign against Wyatt with a strike. Fouls that one off behind her for strike 2. And that one's popped up inside the field of play. Toilolo's right under it, able to make the grab. And that's how the inning will end. A 1-2-3 inning for Kayla Wyatt in the SNU defense. And we will come back. It will be the Crimson Storm looking to take the lead in a 2-2 contest here in Bethany, Oklahoma. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Leading off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Crimson Storm is number 11, Logan Sunby. As the first pitch delivered by the Tigers is a strike. Marissa Butler once again in the circle. And Sunby gets a piece of that one, hits it right over to the second baseman, and is thrown out at first. So she'll take a seat. And that brings up number 13, Sam Smith, and the top of the order for the Crimson Storm. 0 for 1 so far. A strikeout, but she was hit by a pitch, so she was able to reach base. Looking for a little bit more in her third at-bat. Next strike is a little low below the strike zone. Next pitch finally finds the strike zone. What's up, another strike? 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Next pitch goes a little bit on the outside. Ball 2. And so it's ball strike pattern as the count is now even at 2.
That's what happens to Antoine as well.
She gets a piece of it and it carries out there as a foul, but it had a whole lot of carry on it. Sam Smith wishing that she could have a little piece of that one back. So everything will stay the same. That one goes a little bit high above the strike zone and brings up a full count. And she gets a piece of it. It goes right by the glove of the third baseman on a line drive, and Sam Smith will be able to reach second on a double. So Sam Smith records and ends her drought of a hit as she reaches second. Brings up number 2, Jill Clements. 1 for 2 today with a fly out, a stolen base, 2 left on base, and a single to her credit. First pitch right over the plate from Butler. Strike 1. Next pitch a little bit high for ball 1. Once again, keeping with the strike ball pattern. See if she mixes that up. See if Butler will mix up that pattern on this pitch. And she will not, but it is going to drop into left center field. That will bring in a runner. Jill Clements records an RBI in her final afternoon here at Cypress Athletic Complex. Sam Smith crosses home plate, and that puts SNU above the Tigers 3-2. And Sydney Toilolo, the third baseman, approaches the batter's box. And it looks like there may be a pitching change, and there will be a pitching change for the Tigers. And it will be number 3, Macy Nance. And while she is taking her time to warm up, we'll step aside for a quick, brief moment here at SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Sydney Toilolo will stare down the new pitcher for the Tigers, number 3, Macy Nance. First pitch delivered is another ball against Toilolo. Second pitch is another ball.
This is the intentional walk.
Another ball. Looks like they will intentionally walk Sydney Toilolo, which is what they will do. So Toilolo will take a stroll to first base and bring up number 9, Caitlin Brown, who is 0 for 1 so far. She has a sacrifice, a fly out, and a ground out to her credit. First strike is a low below her knees for ball 1. So Caitlin Brown looking to do more damage to the Ouachita Tigers. Next pitch goes high above the strike zone for ball 2. And that one right over the plate. For strike 1. Gonna check on Clements over there. She just takes a little 1-2 step back onto the bag. That one once again low, brings up the count to a 3-1. And she gets a piece of that, and it's flying out there towards the field. And she dropped it. The left fielder, Purefoy, dropped it. And that will bring in another run for the Crimson Storm. Jill Clements will cross home plate. And that expands SNU's lead 4-2 over the Tigers, with Toilolo and Brown on first and second, and Jessica Thompson on her way up to the plate. Thompson's 1 for 1 so far and 2 RBIs on a double. She also has a walk. So in her last afternoon, she's having a great game so far. Off-speed pitch goes for strike, delivered by Nance. A quick time called for by Thompson. And she gets a piece of it and dribbles it up to second base, and she is thrown out at first. So Thompson is able to advance the runners to second and third. There's 2 outs against the Crimson Storm. Brings up number 20, Hope Martin. Hope Martin 0 for 2 with a strikeout, a flyout, and left one on base. Off-speed curveball goes in for strike 1. Next pitch goes below. Ball 1. Swing and misses. A wild pitch. Lolo will cross. And another wild pitch brings in Brown. 2-run score for the Crimson Storm off a wild pitch. So a wild pitch brings in Toilolo. An error throw brings in Brown. the bases are now empty for the Crimson Storm. However, they jump up 2 more runs. 6-2 count. Back on Hope Martin's side. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 across the board. She gets a piece of it. Fouls it off behind him. Ball goes low. Or ball 3. So full count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Against Hope Martin. And that one goes way inside. Ball 4. Kendall Freer Christopher will re-enter the game, making her first appearance of the afternoon. Freer Christopher usually playing at that first base spot. The count stands at no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Freer Christopher fouls it off behind her, brings up the count. She goes down the count 0-2. That ball goes way outside for ball 1, trying to get Freer Christopher to chase. And she gets a piece of it and drives it into center field, and it drops on a single. Hope Martin advances to second base. Freer Christopher makes the most of her appearance in this game and drops a single and brings up number 10, Hannah LeBeau, another substitution. So Hannah LeBeau will enter the game and look to do more damage, because why not? And she gets a piece of it and pops it up. And the Tigers are able to fall under it, so that will end the inning, but not before the Crimson Storm score 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. As we go to the top of the 6th, Crimson Storm are just 6 outs away from a trip to Bentonville when we come back to SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Here we're starting the 6th inning, leading off for the Tigers, number 18, Kate Lucina, the catcher. As the Crimson Storm really heated up the bats in the 5th inning, scoring 4. A swing and a miss by Lucina, delivered by Kayla Wyatt. That pitch goes high for ball 1. Pitch goes a little bit low for ball 2. Gets a piece of it and fouls it off. Strike 2, so count is tied up at 2 apiece. She gets a piece of it and it's flying out there and it just goes foul. Hope Martin in the vicinity couldn't quite get there to make the out, but thankfully it falls on the wrong side of the foul line. She gets a piece of it again and fouls it off to the left one more time. So everything will stay put. She gets a piece of that one and flies it right over to Caitlin Brown for out number 1 in the 6th inning.
Now batting number 0, Alex Jennings.
Brings up number 00, Alex Jennings, the shortstop. Jennings so far is 0 for 2 with a fly out. However, she was able to reach base on an error. And another hit that goes way out foul. Strike 1. And this time it will stay in play, and it will drop right in front of Hope Martin for a hit. So Alex Jennings able to make it to first. Brings up number 20, Gabby Gonzalez, the second baseman. 1 for 2 today with an RBI, strikeout, and a stolen base. There was a ride over the plate for strike 1. Gets a piece of it and it just goes foul. Strike 2. And a swing and a miss will send Gabby Gonzalez back to the dugout. And Kayla Wyatt's strikeout total jumps up 1 to 7.
Now batting number 5, Delaney Bono.
Brings up number 5, Delaney Bono, the left fielder, with 2 outs. Has popped that one up. Tololo's trying to find it, and it hits off the SNU Dugout. Strike one. And another big hack at the bat over there by Hope Martin. Gets under it and fields it. And that will end the top of the 6th inning. And the Crimson Storm will jump back into the batter's box. Here in the bottom of the 6th, up by 4 runs when we come back to SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Leading off the 6th inning is one we haven't seen before, at least on this game. Kristen Shoemaker, the pinch hitter. First pitch delivered by Nance is a strike, so Shoemaker looking to do some damage as she enters the game, and she does. She hits it right over to the second baseman for the first out of the inning very quickly. And it'll bring us back to the top of the order for the Crimson Storm. Number 13, Sam Smith. So Sam Smith looking to continue the success she had at her last at-bat. She has a double, strikeout, and it was hit by a pitch today. Swings and misses at the first pitch for strike one. Lays down the bunt. Is a little bit too hard towards the pitcher. And Sam Smith will head back to the dugout. And it brings up number 2, Jill Clements, the right fielder, who's having herself a great game. 2 for 3 with an RBI, a single, a double, and she flew out. She has a stolen base, however, she did leave 2 on base. First pitch is a strike against Clements. 2 outs already against the Crimson Storm. That one goes into the dirt for ball 1. A swing and a miss puts up strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Next ball is delivered. Ties up the count at 2 apiece, so twos across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And she gets a piece of it and drops it right over the shortstop's head. So Jill Clements continues her excellent day as she drops in another single. And it brings up number 4, Sydney Toilolo. Toilolo 0 for 1 for today. 2 walks and a ground out. Another ball's delivered, so they may be looking to do the exact same thing and intentionally walk Toilolo. We'll see exactly what they plan on doing for sure, though. And it looks like that is not what they're going to do as she swings and misses at that next pitch. Brings up strike 1. And she does get a piece of that, hits it right over towards the shortstop who gave her to the second baseman. Tries to beat Clements to the bag, but Clements got there first. So Toilolo records another hit. Brings up Caitlin Brown, number 9. 1 for 2 so far with an RBI. A sacrifice fly out and a ground out. Next pitch delivered is a ball. Off-speed pitch goes right over the plate. Strike 1. She gets a piece of it and flies it out towards center field. And the center fielder is able to get it as Kelly Powell. And that will end the inning. So the Crimson Storm are up by 4 runs, and they are 3 outs away from a trip to the GAC Championships. We'll see if they will be able to finish this one out when we come back to SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Washita is being led off here in the top of the 7th inning by number 2 Chelsea Wilson, making her appearance for the first time today. First pitch delivered by Kayla Wyatt is a strike, and Kayla Wyatt will look to end this ball game and send SNU to the GAC championships. Next pitch is a little bit high for ball one. Next pitch is another strike as it finds the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Why'd you think he was out?
Because we were in the hotel.
But you couldn't be in there?
Staying at.
And she finds the same place again, and it pulls up her strikeout count to 8 for this game. Brings up number 31, Hallie Ryburn, the third baseman. Ryburn's 0 for 1 so far with a strikeout.
What do you do if you find him?
My freshman year, I got to see him in that Sawyer Center.
Right over the plate for strike 1 once again is Kayla Wyatt.
He's like this big former Soviet soldier, just keeping guard of the elevator.
Oh, a security guard?
Yeah.
All blart.
No, all arts like opposite.
Once again, following a very similar pattern to the last at bat. Right over the plate and then one high.
None of us answered him, and I started pushing the elevator button as fast as I can to get out of there. He says, "Hey, where's your room key?"
Did you open it back
I
up?
look back, I'm like, we don't have room keys.
And she is actually hit by the pitch.
He opened the elevator back up. He opened the elevator up.
Or there might be a discussion about if she was hit by the pitch or not. Whether it hit the bat first. So Ryburn just confused, and they are going to let her go ahead and go to first. So Ryburn reaches first.
What's the count? He'll give us the count here in a second. I think I had 2-1.
I think you're right.
Or excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Ryburn is being told to come back and bat once again. Making the argument that it hit her bat before it hit her.
Give us the count, big fella. 2-1 or 3-1?
What is 2-1?
1-1.
So with a 1-1 count, Ryburn will re-enter the box. And there's strike 2 for a 1-2 count. And a swing and a miss sends Ryburn back to the dugout and puts up K number 9 for Kayla Wyatt. And so Washita's down to their last gasp in this ball game. Back to the top of the order, number 14, Kelly Powell. Kayla Wyatt looking to send her team to the GAC championships with one more out. And she's fortunate enough to throw in her strikeout. It will be another double-digit strikeout game. And a swing and a miss from Powell brings up the count to 1-1.
Well, I say we'll play tech.
Good, I'm sure. I'm just asking so the Carson's second.
Yeah, they got the 1 seed tech, dude.
That's not a shot.
That one's popped up for foul and strike 2.
We're going to really solid wins, though. Against South Ark.
We will play at 2 o'clock on Thursday.
Bentonville.
Here's the 1-2. A little bit on the outside trying to get her to chase. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Not even close.
And a swing and a miss, and Kayla Wyatt
KS 2-3.
ends this ball game, and SNU is going to Bentonville in the GAC Championships. Kayla Wyatt records another.
Ladies and gentlemen,
They
with that
record-
win, Southern Nazarene has clinched a spot in the GAC Championships.
A 10 strikeout game for Kayla Wyatt on 86 pitches, 4 hits, no walks, and only 1 earned run. That puts her total 2.19 ERA, 286 strikeouts on the year. SNU records 6 runs on 7 hits and only 1 error. Ouachita 4 hits, 2 runs, and 1 error as well. Southern Nazarene scored their first 2 runs in the first inning in response to Ouachita's 1 run. Ouachita has tied up the ball game in the 4th inning with another run to put it at 2-2. And Southern Nazarene really got the bats hot in the 5th inning with 4 runs. So SNU clinches up the final spot in the GAC Championship games. And when we we have one more game in our doubleheader when we come back here in about 30 minutes. This one will be, in fact, the last time that our 4 seniors, Joe Clements, Jessica Thompson, Kylie Webb, and Kayla Wyatt, will play a softball game here at the Cypress Athletic Complex in Bethany, Oklahoma. And we will have that game for you when we come back. SNUathletics.com.